Good morning. I'm going to share my reading again. I'm still working on my project called Brown is the Color. Okay, here we go. It wasn't as if Irene missed any home outside her tower. She hadn't really known anywhere else. Irene had been in the tower for as long as she could remember. Yet, when she strained hard, she did sometimes imagine she could remember a time before, even though she was never quite certain whether this was real or merely another dream. In the fantasy memory, she was a child of about 4 or 5 years old, snuggled deep in a warm feather bed between her two very own adults. She felt arms around her, her forehead being kissed, long black hair being brushed back out of her eyes. One warm, deep voice called her "my little pumpkin." Another, gentle, melodious one said, "Go to sleep now, sweetheart." Sometimes, in that moment between wake and sleep, Irene felt cozy and safe, with as if those exact arms were still around her, one hot, strong, and muscled, with arm hair as coarse as wire, the other softer, more pliant, cooler. Irene heard the soft murmur of the somehow familiar adults talking and chuckling in low voices as she drifted down into the deeper pools of unconsciousness herself, surrounded by the scent of jasmine and honeydew. Now it was Irene's turn to gape. She shook her head, returning to the present moment, and stared at the crone, open-mouthed, unable to process the meaning of these words. She knew the words. It's just none of them made any sense. Evicted, you say? How would I be evicted from here? I couldn't leave if I tried. And evicted implies tenancy. I'm not a tenant. I'm a prisoner. Have you seen outside? The crone looked out the window. Need to put in something about the curtains there because the curtains are closed. The crone looked out the window. She muttered. Yes, just lovely. Lovely? What? Irene exclaimed. It is anything but lovely. How did you even get in here? Can you fly? She narrowed her eyes, inspecting the old woman's back suspiciously. Now it was the old woman's turn to narrow her eyes. Whatever are you talking about? Come here, child. She grasped the younger woman by the shoulders, steering her toward the window. Now, she said, planting herself firmly behind Irene, who she positioned in the arched stone opening. What do you see out there? The older woman flung open the curtains. Obviously, the crone seemed certain she was about to make some sort of point. Irene rolled her eyes inwardly as she instinctively raised her arm to shield them from the glare. Well, get on with it, the crone croaked, impatient. Irene squinted. I see a glittering field of ice, littered with armor-piercing spires, diamond-hard crystalline spears. I see an impermeable fortress that isolates me against both enemy and friend, a defeater of armies, death on cold wings. Also, the glare is terrible. You could have at least handed me some sunglasses. The crone said again. This time she tapped her chin with one finger. Yes, of course, I'd forgotten. She handed the girl a ridiculously oversized pair of Jackie Onassis-style sunglasses. The ludicrous shaded ovals covered the girl's eyes, eyebrows, and cheeks, as well as sticking out past the sides of her head. They were hot pink, studded with rhinestones. It was a miracle that they did not fall off. Irene pushed them back up her nose with her middle finger to secure them, just in case. Now, what do you see over there? A ways past that impaled armor-clad horse. The one sticking halfway up a spire? No, not that one. That one. With the burgundy standard, the headless dude lying next to him? The crone pointed far and away to the left. West. Irene squinted, but less than before. The glasses made it easier to see the background beyond the carnage. There was a tree line, a forest. I've never noticed that before, Irene admitted, which in itself seemed strange after all this time. She had never for 1 second thought there might be green beyond the tower and its silvery white crystalline inhibition zone. Is that where you come from? How can I get there? Irene was suddenly full of questions. She was still reeling from the realization that there was greenery on the horizon. Are there more people there? Is that where the knights come from? Is Mr. Wright there? The crone scoffed loudly. Still on about that one, eh? Well, whatever floats your boat, I suppose, she intoned under her breath. Then, more loudly, she answered, Yes, yes, everyone and everything you can imagine, and many more things you can't, lie beyond the ice field you see out your window. But you're not asking the right question, my dear. The big question now is how can we get you there to find your destiny before trouble gets here to find you? What do you think? Should I keep going? I'm going to anyway. Spoiler alert. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and if you want to follow this online, I am blogging it for the present on my blog, which is Catalyst 2018. It's all one word, CATALYST, and the numbers 2018, and that's .wordpress.com. Yeah, I've had that blog a while, and now I'm using it for this. Okay, all for today. See you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.